That's right, and we do have the operator bands coming in now with our final match of the evening. It is Who Knows versus MnM Gaming, and guys, take it away.
Let's head into our final match of the night. Who Knows versus MnM. MnM flying high. They know they have a very good shot at qualifying for Challenger League. I believe on Monday night, that's when those playoffs kick off. And yeah, that's going to be exciting to see who will fill in those 4 final slots for the Challenger League, which again, I'm only hoping it's going to be as good as it was last season. And with a team like MnM, a UK team, I think, would be just fantastic, I think, for the scene if we did see a team competing in that semi-pro level.
You've hit the nail on the head there, and it's all about being that UK team. It's nice for another UK team to be stepping up and representing, and that's exactly what MnM are sort of making themselves at the minute, and they're putting themselves in that position. Like you say, it's going to be great to see it, and hopefully one day, who knows, maybe moving on to Pro League.
Hey, they can dream. They can dream. But still, looking at Challenger League, it's pretty stacked. We have some team vitalities with supremacies. French teams, of course, are always going to be strongest, along with Pact and End. And of course, those 4 teams we're still waiting to find out on will make up that league. But enough about Challenger League. Let's talk about the real league, ESL Premiership. And already, we're seeing the bans come out. Dokkaebi, Ying, those 2 big impact attackers off the board. We've seen the devastation Ying can cause on board, especially for those armory pushes. And then also Maestro and Echo, Maestro and Mira, should I say, no surprise. But we do see the Glaz being chosen, who we know is going to do some work.
We've seen Glaz available a couple of times this evening and not actually picked, so nice to see Ghost jumping on the Glaz there. Like you say, Maestro going to get himself banned out this time. Echo's still going to be there, but Gig opting to go for the Castle. Castle, a more predictable pick really for ventilation, as it can just cut off some of the downstairs rotations, or it can assist in your upstairs hold. Depends on where you're going to deploy the majority of your utility. It does seem as though we're going to see the typical reinforcements upstairs, Citizen there getting Armory Wall, and Fonkers putting a little bit down over in Archive Office area, as they are no doubt going to want to hold upstairs to a degree, very similar to the way that Vexed held, no doubt, with a heavy upstairs presence, and just try and restrict Who Knows from being able to gain all that much map control, and maybe a little bit of a sort of baited out pick as well. You know, usually we'd expect defending teams to go to Armory first and favour that location. However, MnM have chose to go down to Vent. That could play in a little bit, and maybe Who Knows have prepped a little bit more for Armory straight off the rip.
So what I'm interested to see is how Who Knows is going to really utilise that Glaz. I think that, sure, we know how powerful that can be. You can see for the smoke they can't. You have a massive sniper rifle ready to dome anybody that wants to try and peek. But it's more than that. It's about your smoke placements. I think it's about what operators you use in conjunction. I would have liked to see another smoke operator, Jackal, potentially Montagne as well. You could have got some B pushes going on in that scenario if you're going to try and attack the upstairs as well. But really, for this bomb site, I am expecting to see these smoke grenades used to try and clear out the roamers. Because I don't think in that final stage, trying to clear out the roamers on the bottom floor is going to be that big of a deal.
No, definitely, and like you say, maybe using it to clear out the roam game would be quite effective. Doki's going off currently on a 2k, nearly a 3k there. Did put some good damage down, as Nathan is going to get a kill of his own. Maybe a little bit of a spectator glitch there as Doki picks up another kill. I think we're maybe getting repeated.
We broke it!
We've broken the new spectating system.
F and chat? No?
That's an F. I think it's an F.
We're going down, boys. We're 1 versus 3. Nathan by himself. The lag did not help. What can he do? Tries to crouch on in. Still potentially expecting someone to be inside of office. That's where the diffuser is. And, well, he has rotated his way around. And Doki has bit the dust, and also so has Sizz. This is on the Funkers, Nello, and Gig to try and hold this round that they should. Here comes the big bad Funkers, but no, will get shut down. No Bunkers free today. A 1 versus 2. Minute to go. That C4 has been caught out as well, but again, that was from, I believe, Citizen's dead body. He had the bandit C4 for a prepped one over towards that security. Doesn't have diffuser, so all he's relying on is his gun skill and his hopes to get these frags. And really, if If MnM were smart enough, they'd just rotate away and hold the diffuser, but I don't think they have that information available for themselves. Nathan knows they're going to be one behind the bomb. Shots rattle out. Nello still holding firm, holding his ground. The shots come in, and Nathan will also win that into a 1 versus 1. Gig, the coach, what can he do? Can he clutch this up for his team where his teammates could not? It takes a coach to try and finish this round out. You can see the bulletproof camera also supporting him. Nathan tries to go for a couple of wall banks, doesn't find anything, as quite smartly Gig has rotated his way back into the bomb site, but has went back to the exact same position he was in. Nathan swings right inside the customs, but you can see Castle just hiding away, and Gig will clutch up for his team. What a crazy round that we have had in our first round of Border, and MnM have came out on top.
Gig there definitely practicing something that he's going to be preaching. And we are going to see a replay of the disturbance earlier, so you can see Doki there picking up the 2K, not quite managing to land the second shot as Nathan came in with a kill to Citizen, and then Doki there managing to pick up another onto Ace, and a final down onto the glass. So Doki picked up a 4K that round. Very, very important kills there. Obviously, no issue on the side of the players, just a little bit of a glitch there in the spectator, but back to Gig. He's practicing what he preaches there. There's going to be times when he's yelling at his team, don't peek, play passive, play the diffuser, and he just showed a perfect example of that. Something else that I really did like that Gig did was that he brought the bulletproof camera. Glaz is available, a bulletproof camera, especially with a Maestro ban and the Evil Eyes not being available, is going to provide you so much utility, so much information, because you're going to be able to see through Glaz's smoke grenades, and you could see where he placed it was right in front of double door, which is an area that you would maybe expect to see a Glaz try and smoke off, but then a push over into ventilation. So really like that little particular part of the setup that the MnM were doing. Ultimately, Glaz didn't push that way, the push did come through offices, but it would have worked nonetheless. And now we're going to move ourselves onto Armory.
So they have defended that bottom floor, so they have been this very strong upstairs to fall back on, and if MnM do manage to take this, and they will be forced to a third bomb site on Border, I think that both the bomb sites are very strong in what they oppose. You have to put a lot of pressure on the upstairs for either the bathroom tellers or the customs in that scenario. I don't think MnM have an issue with holding places with these aggressive roamers, and of course the shots they have. We're going to see Doki back on his favourable dock that we've seen him play oh so much. It's really became one of his signature operators, I would say. Instead of Doki-san, it's Doki-san for the most part.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He loves the ACOG, loves Doc. Doc's got great ability. Like, you know, the health stims can be very useful, especially if you're going to play more aggressive roamers. So it allows Fonkers and Citizen to just sort of let loose a little bit more and maybe play a little bit more risky, because they have got that safety of being, you know, stimmed up or revived at a range. Doki there going to be getting himself in line with a kill over onto Ace. Not quite managing to land his shots, not overexposing. The armory wall will be opened, and there is going to be a player on sandwich, and Doki is going to find the head of Nathan, taking IQ out. That's going to remove a lot of potential for destroying the yokai drones that are going to be from Gig, but it did seem as though he didn't have any left on his HUD there, so maybe he's already lost both of his yokais, which if he has will be a big loss. The bulletproof camera here again coming in clutch, just providing a heck of a lot of information. Who knows can definitely deal with that. They've got Ash charges, they've got Thatchers to disable, so that's something that's just going to burn that little bit more utility for them. Ultimately, MnM are very well placed, moving into the halfway point. Who knows, we've got some control, but I think MnM have got plenty of deniability left. As the smoke grenades come through, that bulletproof cam is going to become all so more important. No Thumbs is going to be getting the bomb down though, as the toxic bays do come out from Nello, and the plant does not go down as we suffer a team kill. Ace actually finds the head of his teammate, and that is not going to be any good at all. Nello with a kill with the toxic bay, and Ace trying to right his wrongs and pick up a kill onto Doki. Citizen one of his own. Nello closing it out. Solid defense there from MnM Gaming.
Wow, that is just... that's a sickener really to TK, the guy that was planting, but I still believe that Doki had the planter in his sights. It was just really no thumbs got caught in the crossfire between the fight between the Doc and the Thatcher. Unfortunate to say the least, and really, I just think that MnM really won it in the map bans. I think Border's a very strong map for them. You know, if you're looking at maps like Oregon, sure, that's really up in the air for anybody. But just for a map like Border, I know that the MnM are very dominant in this. Clearly, you know, Gig and also Elegance, the analysts, they've done their research, they've done their job. And that's one thing that really, I think, having that analyst in the form of Elegance, it really steps up MnM, because he'll be able to go ahead, get the map vetoes from the teams they're playing, may it be inside a Challenge League or inside a Premiership. He knows what maps that his team wants and what maps that the opponents don't want. And that's one thing that I really have to say, that I think every team in every region, the sheer in the past year of coaching an analyst, not for top tier teams, because it was around last year, but for these tier 3 teams, it's been insane.
Like you say, you can tell the difference between teams that have it and teams that don't have it. If you've got a coach, brilliant, but if you're relying on your coach to do analytic work as well, that's going to restrict the ability that he's got to be able to coach. So if you've got a coach and an analyst, it really places you in a good position as players and as a team as a whole to be able to try new things, and just that level of information that you can gather just becomes all that more important. And you can gather a much wider array of information as well, like you say, looking at different samples, so taking into account other environments such as Challenger League, etc. So, you know, it really does spread your wings in terms of the information that you're able to gather. We're going to see Nathan choosing to bring the Maverick this time. Not seen a Maverick this evening, I do not believe. Maybe not so, you know, a useful as such.
It's not been as map really, Maverick.
No, it's
no clubhouse.
I just don't see it maybe influencing border too heavily. I think I'd much prefer some maybe soft destruction in the form of a sledge, but they're not to know that they're going to go to bathroom. Tyrant going to punish Doki for his aggression early on, and on the pulse, that's not something that you really want to be doing, because you are going to be losing a nitro cell in the process. Citizen maybe has one in his back pocket, but it's always very nice to have two. Tyrant going to make his way on into Archive. Fonkers and Citizen there, steadfast in in offices, ready for the push as it does come through. Tyrant catching Fonkers in the crossfire as he does try to rotate out. Upstairs control hasn't quite been gained yet. Citizen is still hiding away, but for how long? As 5 members of he does get killed out in the end, but it is a trade. Ace is going to pick up the kill, but not before Citizen gets the kill onto Nathan. It took all 5 of Who Knows there to root him out of upstairs, but in doing so, they have managed to pick up a couple of kills elsewhere. 4 versus 2 now, moving into the final half of the round.
It was a great bit of room clear out from Who Knows. He had that upper hand, and he even says you have to commend him. He did well to at least grab himself 1 kill, but for the most part, the barrage of gunfire that he came under just couldn't hold out for long enough, so it's down to Nello and down to Gig, these 2 anchors, and they are trying to play for a bit more of an off-site and retake hold, where they have all of these different shotgun holes being played here over towards the bathroom tellers, and really this does give Who Knows a lot of flexibility. They've a minute on the clock. They can go for the drones, they can try and plant at the vending machine, which I'm sure that will come in momentarily. No Thumb's tying it up. I think they're just still trying to find out the intel to where these defenders really are. Gig will try and land some feet shots, but doesn't find anything from that. Nello tosses this gas canister. That will mean that Thumbs cannot go for the plant. He's taken a hefty amount of damage as Tyrant. He will find Gig. So a 1 versus 4. What can Nello do? What can the Croatian man perform? Another Toxic Beam gets tossed out, but that will be his final one. 30 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for the Fuser to try and go down as well. And really, Nello, how do you want to die, my friend? Would you like to get wall bind, or would you like to run into your demise? The Fuser will be planted, tagged up from everywhere. The angle's being held, and good patience from the players of Who Knows, and a quick kill for Tyrant. Yeah, again, another one for him on the Ash. Who Knows, they pick up their first round on border.
Who Knows had a very effective roam clear there, and that allowed them a lot of time once they got to the site. And like you said, they didn't rush it at all. And that's something that we have seen teams doing, really struggling to get over the line, struggling to execute in those final moments or those final rounds. Who Knows there have done a great job of that. They didn't get over aggressive, they didn't start peeking things, they didn't split up and get caught in 1 versus 1s. They were able to just keep the remaining defenders of MnM at bay, make them, you know, sort of remove them from being a factor. They weren't able to retake the site from that position. That being said, Bathroom Tellers obviously isn't a first choice bomb site for this map, so I'm sure that MnM aren't too worried about that, although they do want to be conscious of not dropping too many rounds, as we have talked quite heavily about the round difference. MnM are going to want to try and keep their current record of 7-0. They're now obviously 2-1 in this game, but they're going to want to keep that to a minimum, and I'm sure that we're going to see a very similar hold as to what we saw in the first round now from them as they go down to Ventilation and Workshop.
This will be more of a comfortable bomb site for them, and they do have a bit more flexibility with their roam game. Last time, it did come down right to the wire. It came down to Gig versus Nathan instead of a 1 versus 1 after the IQ did pick up a 4K from the players of MnM. Just letting him get some kills for free pretty much. And interesting to see if they will change anything up. I don't think they need to. There is one thing that I could see them doing more, and that's Citizen from below with a C4 inside of bathroom to try and C4 anybody trying to aggress on the Doki. That could be another option that I'm sure is up their capabilities. We know how well Citizen can play as a C4 operator. That's one thing I've always loved, is the dynamic that MnM have, is they send Funkers and they also send Doki away by themselves, let them do what they want. They're capable fraggers. But then they also play Citizen from below, gaining that intel, and also can C4, plus he can rotate up these stairs and provide even more of a threat. I've always loved that triple synergy from the three of them.
They do a very good job of that. This time, however, we are not seeing any upstairs presence at all from MnM, and they're just kind of allowing Who Knows to take full control of offices. We're well within the first minute now, but ultimately upstairs control is Who Knows for the taking. And that's something that we're not used to seeing, but like you say, we are playing with 2 Nitro cells on the board. There's going to be black eye cameras out there from Fonkers. Citizens, of course, got his heartbeat scanner, although Ace might have just disabled that with his Thatcher EMP. We will have to see. It does look as though Citizen is playing in that spot. Doki there, finding the kill through the Maverick hole onto Nathan. Citizen has managed to keep his scanner away from the EMPs of Thatcher, and the hatch does get blown out down into Workshop. So if Who Knows are going to try and drop hatches, MnM are going to be there to be able to take the kills and to get the trades. Ultimately, giving them upstairs control does make Who Knows have a choice now. They've got to decide, are they going to push hatches or are they going to push down staircases? And MnM are going to be well placed to defend both. I don't think this is too bad of a strategy from MnM, just kind of turtling up just a little bit and making them, you know, really making Who Knows play for this round now.
So Doki will try and get a little bit frisky against the attackers. Holes being made against them, and of course that presence off the glass. Oh, what a shot from Doki. Nails the head right onto the glass, and that's just what he's capable of, and he's only getting started. Will fall back with the CFDF gig, a C4 on top of that from Citizen. This is going all in MnM's favor at 5 versus 2. Down to Ace, down to no thumbs. Thatcher Thermite combo, good for opening walls, but how good are they for opening up clutches? And 45 seconds on the clock. There's still time for them to try and work out, but you can see the swarm will start to come in. Ace will find one for his troubles on the gig, but triple Guru Mine set up for Doki. He will find yet again another one. Down to no thumbs as the Thermite has that castle barricade, actually keeping Citizen at bay for a change. And Doki, he may be looking yet again for another kill for himself. All he has to do is go for the peak, and he will find it. Doki coming up big once again for MnM.
Doki's going off tonight. I think that's maybe the second 4K that he's got. I'm not sure if he caught 4 kills that round, but certainly doing his job for the team. And despite the fact that MnM didn't have any presence upstairs whatsoever, Who Knows were able to run in, take all the upstairs control they needed. It didn't really come to anything, because as soon as the gunfight started happening downstairs, MnM were able to outgun. You shouldn't really be seeing a Glaz lose a gunfight of that kind of an angle against a Legion at those sort of ranges, but like you say, that's what Doki is capable of. That's why MnM picked him up, because he is a known fragger, and he's certainly finding the frags this evening. MnM now going to opt to go back up to Armory Lockers. Not really changing all too much about the roster, but I don't think that they necessarily need to. The only thing that they maybe would have kept there would have been the Jaeger, but I think the Valkyrie probably provides them a little bit more intel at this point, as they do seem to be going fairly heavily intel based with the Legion, the Echo, and obviously the black eye cameras on Valkyrie. And of course, it brings another C4, which is always good, and Bonkers and Citizen have been putting those C4s to work so far.
So it is MnM heavily in the driving seat, and I'm sure they're looking to steal the keys and drive away and leaving Who Knows in the dust. And they have decided to pick up the Echo, which last time they really didn't, I don't think, even utilized it all too often, which I'm quite surprised. You know, it's an Echo at the end of the day. We know how strong that really Echo can be. You still have, of course, Nello on that smoke, who's going to be that massive lich pin for the players of MnM. As soon as you lose your smoke, and as soon as Who Knows knows, Who Knows knows. It's quite a bit of a tongue twister there, but certainly as soon as that smoke goes down, that will give Who Knows the red light to start going straight in. They know that MnM are not going to be ready for that quick aggression, especially without having that hard denial. So that's what it comes down to for the most part, is how long can Nello stay alive, and really how can he perfect those toxic babes. I'm sure that MnM, a team of their reputation that they have, I'm sure he knows the grenade spots anyway.
Absolutely, you can see there that armory wall is going to be getting open. No doubt Nello is going to be starting thinking about where he's going to be placing those toxic bay canisters. Legion downstairs, Doki on the roam. He's going to come to blows. I'm not sure if he's aware that there's a player just behind him in detention, but it doesn't seem like the attacker has decided to push it all too much. Doki is going to be allowed to run upstairs into main corridor and make his way up onto CCTVs. Not really working off any intel at this point, so there's no black eye cameras in CCTV that are currently being utilized. Meanwhile, Tyrant is going to grab a kill onto Citizen. Doki there faced with all 4 members of Who Knows over in CCTV. He's going to retreat back to site, as now he's got good information as to where the push is going to be coming from. Glaz going to be a factor as well on the side of Who Knows, as Glaz is going to be, Tyrant there on the roam, picking up Fonkers. Fonkers just looking the wrong way. One of those 50-50 gunfights we often talk about. Doki-san there, very well placed to start getting some downs, and he is going to convert one with the use of an impact grenade. Nello, of course, picking up a kill, as well as Doki's going to choose to rotate back down. He knows now there's people on main stairs, and he's going to come up and grab the kill onto Tyrant. We've now got Ace making his way over into office. He's going to get caught with a goo mine from Doki in his foot and gets killed as he's trying to grab it out. Last alive is going to be No Thumbs. He's got a lot of work to do as the Thermite. There's still yokai drones in place. Doki's going to find the final one. Someone please stop this man. He's going off every single round. And that's another one on the board for MnM Gaming.
Where's the Haggis? We need to get him out of here. We need to attract him away from what he is doing to Who Knows, because it is not very nice, Doki, you have to say. Where's that Scottish humbleness that we hear about so much? No, he just wants to get this over and done with. It's been a long day for him, and he's 13-3. What a round, I must also point out. You know, he got, what, 3 kills with the T5, even he caught a ghost type as well with the impact need. Got to catch them all. But then we will be moving into the final defense, customs inspections and supply ruin. I'm kind of expecting the same thing again.
Doki's just being let to sort of do whatever he wants. He's got free roam with the map. He's obviously working off very good information, which his teammates are providing in the form of Black Eyes and yokai drones. No Black Eyes or yokai drones this round. He's got his own goo mines that he can work off. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter because Who Knows just aren't doing anything about shutting him down. I know that you don't always see a Jackal on board, but it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to try and bring one just to try and locate some of these MnM roamers that are causing such havoc. Bonkers lost a 50-50 gunfight last round down in Workshop. If he wins that gunfight, it would have played out even quicker in MnM's favour to winning that last round. Ultimately, they won it anyway because Doki was allowed such free roam. But there's just no response from Who Knows in terms of trying to target out anybody. I think they're far too focused on pushing the objective, and they're just leaving the backs wide open for a flank.
So Who Knows? Certainly, I think the shining light that at least they could take off is that Tyrant's been a pretty good pickup. You know, he's been the only one I can see that's really gotten any of those impact kills on the board. Those opening kills, you can see his 6 kills, and Ghost 0 and 4 still yet to get off the board. Citizen this time will start things off with a quick aggressive spawn peek, and that's just somebody bashing that single window up at the top, and a quick kill for Citizen will mean that it gets them started. And of course that's Thatcher gone, so those goo mines will be here to play, which is another big factor that really helps Doki in his fragment potential. We touched upon it earlier on our last match, how good the Legion mines can be for that bit of a noise signaler, and just gives you a distinct advantage because he just can't run it away anywhere if he has that goo mine inside him. Doki will be looking for more kills, as I'm sure he wants to add to that already incredible tally. After 5 rounds, 13 kills. That's a very dominating performance. Over half the kills that have been in favor of him. Tyrant, he will find Doki, however, so that puts an end to the Legion's reign. And Funkers will get tagged by the Glass. That's what we talked about. The big power operator comes in play, and Funkers will be eliminated. So that double duo roam is gone, but Citizen is still alive.
Impact kill there from Nathan, like you say, being able to use his ability to brute force into the site. Looking much better this time for Who Knows. However, they have lost the hard breach and they have lost the Thatcher. So like you say, electronics and nothing is going to be getting open that has been reinforced. MnM now not really needing to push all too hard. They've lost upstairs control. That being said, it's now on the team of Who Knows to make use of that control that they've gained and start pushing down onto the site, whether that's going to be hatches or whether that is going to be through staircases. We've got no thumbs playing on the Ash over in bathrooms. Gig is going to get wallbanged for a couple of points of damage, but ultimately nothing too bad. Gig's going to be able to hold his own there because I'm sure that that was just a bit of a random pre-fire, if you will, or maybe off a drone. He shouldn't be too concerned. Citizen now is going to be able to come in and pick up a kill onto Nathan, and he's looking for the next kill over onto Bathroom Tellers, but he can't quite find it just yet. Goo Mine there is going to go off. That's going to be the perfect indication, and yes, he is going to pick up that kill. That's how big the Goo Mines are. Will Citizen get the third? No, he doesn't quite manage to find the kill onto Ghost. He is going to go chasing for it though, as Ghost jumps over the barricade, and Citizen with the final kill of the round. Beautiful 3K. 4K. 4K.
And we got the spawn kill at the start.
Oh, the spawn kill at the start, of course. Just the 3 quick kills to close out the round.
Sure. You kill Doki. You kill Funkers. Didn't kill Citizen. And guess what happened? He killed you. And that will square us off into a 5-1. As we head into the halftime switch, we will see Who Knows on the defense, and MnM will take up the attacks. And well, this does get a little bit scarier, because Doki now has an R4C in his hand.
It does
No bueno.
It does get a lot scarier because now the game is going to be played much more at MnM's pace. They're going to be attacking. They can choose to turn on this aggression now. You can see Nello there making the 6 pick onto Glaz. We have seen Glaz do some good work. Nathan put him to good use, using him as a bit of a brute force, if you will, to make his way into CCTV under the cover of the smokes and picking up the kill onto Fonker's last round. So definite use there in the Glaz, and that's how I believe MnM are going to use him as a bit of a beachhead to force the attack, as Doki is no doubt just going to be droned in and get let to run absolute riot.
So MnM, they will have, I would say, much more of a flexible lineup compared to what Who Knows had. Who Knows had more of the standard. That's what I think we should call that. You know, Thermite, Thatcher, Habana, Ash. MnM have a little bit more of that flashier operators in there. You have Glaz, you have IQ as well, and you have Sophia and also Ash together. Specifically, IQ is only being brought so they can counter the Echo and also Valkyrie, because they know that both of those operators have been let through the ban phase. And that's kind of the rule of thumb with picking an IQ. If there's going to be an Echo, a Valkyrie, and a Pulse all potentially being chosen, you bring an IQ. If there's 3 electronics potentially being brought, you bring the IQ. It's different if Echo's being banned. Sure, Meister's camera is an electronic, but you can't shoot that if you are an IQ, so really, then you don't need it that heavily. But really, if you know an Echo is going to be played, you always bring that up there, because she is just too good to pick up, and especially on a map like Border, where you can go below, and you can shoot the Echo drones right up through the floorboards as well, which is a very strong tactic and gets rid of them very early on.
And that's the great thing about IQ. She's a very learned operator. It's not just something that you can jump on. You need to know the spots that you're looking for. You've not got all the time in the world on that scanner. You're very vulnerable when you're on it. You're really going to want to quickly locate and check the common spots to find these, you know, electronics, and then work to destroy them. Obviously with the use of the scanner. Citizen there just getting himself into CCTV pretty well unchecked. Nello backing him up on the Glaz, as Gig is going to try and open the armory wall. Although Doki, I'm not sure if he's managed to get the bandit batteries off just yet. He seems to be at main stairs, more interested in getting kills. He's going to make his way into the site. Ace is going to shut him down straight away as he jumps into box. That's going to make the job a little bit more difficult to get the armory wall open if the bandit batteries are still placed, although Fonkers is more than capable of going underneath and destroying those with a lifeline. But I think the wall has since been opened, and that's going to allow Nello a lot of time and a lot of space to get in, use his Glaz, use the smokes, and push into this site and maybe try and get the plan down.
Fonkers, he is lurking just there on the ventilation window, and a quick run out from Neef. He will regret that as Fonkers finds one, but Ace will jump out aggressive with the MP7 iron sights. But everywhere else inside of the MnM attack has came together. Ace has downed another one, but all the damage has been done by Citizen already. Diffuser did try and get planted by Gig, but instead has took his finger off the FK and is going to go again for it. Ace does have the C4, but he's going to be out of time as Diffuser gets planted. C4 gets tossed out, he will not even find one! I thought that surely should have been a double. Finds Citizen, but no, Gig will be there to snatch the final kill. And MnM just go even closer to all 3 points from Group A.
Gig clutching out the round there again for his team with that final kill. And like you say, very good play from MnM. They did a great job. That run out kill, Fonkers, incredible game sense. Obviously a bit of a sound cue. I don't imagine any call out necessarily, but just whipping around, getting the shots, very important kill at that stage. But as you can see, Ace did get a good run out kill for those, for the trouble that Fonkers went to get the kill.
How did the C4 not get 2?
The C4 should have
been 2.
I don't know. It just wasn't quite deep enough, was it?
He didn't lob it. He didn't,
He didn't yeet it. That's the problem. If he yeeted it, it would have been fine. Yeah.
Wow, what was this broadcast turned into? Oh my. We've really went downhill since season 1. Well, to be fair, that was Xbox, so I don't really think we could have gotten any lower than that, but hey-o! So, we will move into potentially the final round, and more than likely will be the final round, especially whenever, who knows? What a way to finish it. They know they're up against it. They are up against the wall with spikes in the wall being pointed at by a full fire line of MnM, and they've decided to go for the customs. Risk it.
It is an off-pick.
The cojones on these guys.
It is an off-pick. You would much more expect Ventilation Workshop. I think MnM are very well placed to take customs if they can deal with the bandit batteries and they can get that wall open, get a smoke plant off. They could be good here. They've definitely got the potential and they've got the operator lineup to be able to do this. This is one of the reasons why I do like to see a Thatcher brought, because Thatcher would make that, for a team like MnM, like a 35-second job. However, it's going to now rely on Doki or Fonkers or Citizen going upstairs, getting CCTV control, which means you're going to have to root out Ghost and Ace, and potentially anybody else that's roaming upstairs, then get the batteries off, then get the wall open. It's just going to cause that little bit more time used. Doki already out there on South Balcony, along with Fonkers, no doubt looking to take some of this CCTV control, as Doki is going to drone himself in, and maybe just try and pick up a kill onto Ghost there. He is going to get a pre-fire off, and he's going to find the first one onto Ace. Ghost still going to be there, getting pinged at this point. Doki is more than aware of his presence. And if you've got somebody with the R4C running at you, you're going to be pretty scared, even if you are a Doc with some stim pistols. So Doc has since rotated back downstairs, but dropped a hatch, maybe going to play main stairs just for a little bit. I'm not sure if Doki is playing off information now. I think he still thinks that the Doc is playing inside. All 3 of the stun grenades are going to go off, but it is going to allow him the space and time that he needs to be able to get these bandit batteries off if he does so choose. He's first going to be very much prioritized on getting some kills though, as a ping from main stairs comes through, as shots from Nello rain onto main stairs, and that's got to be Ghost playing that tight angle at the top there. Nello picking up the kill onto Tyrant over in offices, as Doki is still chasing this kill downstairs. He's going to run all around the map for this. He definitely really wants it.
Doki, what do you expect? The guy sees a bird and he runs after it.
Nathan is going to pick up a kill in the meanwhile. Doki going to challenge onto the Jaeger there and find that one onto Nathan. This guy is going off tonight. I'm sure he's targeting the 20 bomb at this stage. There must be some sort of kill record for Prem that he's going for. Citizen with a kill of his own. All now down to no thumbs. Is he going to be able to clutch it out? He does get the first kill, but doesn't quite manage the second. Round and game going to MnM Gaming.
Well, MnM, you show us once again why you are where you are, flying high at the top of your group and also flying high at the top of the Challenge League qualifiers. Well, another fantastic performance by them. More than likely, I would say they're probably going to be disappointed they lost the round.
I think they would be a little bit, considering they've only dropped, what, 1 round in like the last 2 matches.
They're 14-1 right now in terms of rounds.
Yeah, you can't really complain in all fairness, can you, in that retrospect?
Plus 13.
Yeah, Doki, was just, everything was just so good, like, you know.
It wasn't stood up, because you seem very, you know,
well,
come in.
I don't want to come in. But I will, though, for everyone else at home, so it's fine. But no, Doki, yeah, it's like you pointed out as well, his game sense is so you know, such a high caliber, and that's why he's got such fluid movement, and his aim just compensates that so well, and it, you know, well, you could say complements it on top of that. And there's just no stopping this kid. None at all.
No, because literally, he will get call out. He will run to the ends of Earth to do that. That's just the kind of guy he is. He possesses such great game skill and game knowledge as well as that, and just mechanically very, very gifted. And I think that MnM has done wonders for the kid as well. I'll have to say, sure, we've seen individual performance and fraggers, but if it's not for him and his core surrounding him, Funkers and Citizen as well, you have to give credit to those two, because those guys as a trio, you know, it's like, it's a very deadly circumcised. It's almost like looking at, you know, a front three in football, for example. You know, that's the kind of what you look at. It's that kind of feeling. You look at it, you have the front three, and you have the 2 defenders at the back. Yeah.
And you mentioned before as well, you know, if Doki gets taken down, Citizen is just going to be there to basically do the same job in that retrospect. But, you know, in all fairness, everything they did, you know, the aggression, like how they actually trying to plan things out and strategically enter the site, it's just that you can't really fault them at this stage. But I think this is where we talk about in this group. It'll be interesting to see how well they play if they play like this against Secret next week.
That's a big question.
It's going to be a big game next week. It really is. Like you say, Doki's able to do what he does purely based on his support network, and it's the team around him that's enabling him to be able to get these kills and to be the player that he is based off call-outs and based off information and based off the fact that he's not worried if he dies out there because he knows he's got Fonkers and Citizen that can both step up to the plate, can both get the kills, and even further back than that, they've got Nello on the smoke, who's a very good smoke player, and this evening they had Gig, who clutched out 2 rounds of his own. It's the layering in the team is just really, you know, it's just well balanced in that it's not top heavy, you know, it's not a good fragger and, you know, not very good support, and it's not very good support and not a very good fragger. It's really well balanced. Doki's the one getting the kills, but the team are the one that are getting the win, and it's all everybody working together that are enabling him to be able to do that and play so freely. That's
right. You know, they've got all the ingredients they need. It's just a matter of if they can actually execute it against Team Secret, which we will find out next week. Now, it's going to be a very exciting match as well. I think there's going to be so many matches next week where it's going to be like the Clash of the Titans, and there's going to be the group, you know, the group stage changes as well, especially with the placements on top of that.